Hello students, this is Dr. Vijay Panse from the Department of Computer Applications. In the previous video, we have learnt about addition of two numbers in C++. So the program is this. We had taken the value of a as 5 and we had taken the value of b as 6 and the sum was 11. So like we have got the sum, we can use the other arithmetic operators. We can do other arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. So after this we can learn about the conditional statements. Now if I talk about a program, if suppose in a single program I need to find out addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, all can be done one after the other. Like if you look at this program that we had made, this is showing up this sum. I can write over here difference. I can write a minus b. Let me take the value of a as 15, the value of b as 6. Then I take product. So I get the product a asterisk b, and again I run the code. So it's showing up the value of a is 15, the value of b is 6. It is showing up sum as 21, difference 9, product as 90. So there can be so many statements, but what if I want to make a calculator? Like if suppose the user enters 1, then it should show the sum. If the user enters 2, it should show the difference. If the user enters 3, it should show the product. So that comes under the category of conditional statements. Now there are various conditional statements in C++. So we have the if statement, we have the if else statement, we have the nested if else. Nested means one if inside the other. Then we also have the switch case statements, and we also have ternary operators. So these are all the conditional statements. So statements which are based on certain condition. So if I talk about the if case, so if we'll check for a condition, if that particular condition is true, then the program would proceed ahead. It will execute the set of statements defined. Otherwise it will not execute the particular set of statements. So I go back to the code again. So here I go back to the C++ coding. I go to file, I go to new. So I've opened up a new program. The name, it says no name 00.cpp. I write clear screen. I define int a, int b. I have taken the values of a and b as 15 and 16. Now I am using the if statement first. So I only need one value for now. So I write if the value of a is greater than, say, 24. If it's greater than 24, then I'll start with the if, see out the value of a. So the value of a is greater than 24. I have started the if statement, if command over here. I end this statement. Okay. Now I write over here get ch, that means get character, and I end my void main. Let me save this program as p2. It has got saved with the name as p2.cpp. I go to run and I run the command. Okay, it is showing up nothing. It is showing up nothing because the value we entered was 15 and the if condition was getting false. So there is no else part given, so it is showing up nothing. Let me write down the value of a as 25. I go to run and I click on run. So it is showing the value of 25 is greater than 24. I can write the value of a is 25, which is greater than 24. So I run the code again. So it shows the value of a is 25, which is greater than 24. So this is how we can use a simple if command. Now we can compare two values also by using the if command, and commonly we have an example of enter the age of the user and check whether the user is eligible for voting or eligible for driving. So in that particular case, now the question says enter the age of the user. So now here in the program still now we had taken up the values. I took the value of A as 15, I took the value of A as 25. So let me remove this part from here, and I have to use the cin statement. Cout meant control. Here we will be using the cin statement. Cin and cout we have already used, which means console output. So I go to cin and I can write enter the age of the user. So to use the cin statement, I will write down over here cout, enter the age of the user, and then we will store this particular value in A. I have removed B from there because we don't need B in this program, so I have defined an integer value A. I have given the output statement enter the age of the user, and whatever the user will give the input, the value will get stored in A, and we will check if the value of A is greater than or equal to 18. We know that for license for voting, the age should be either greater than 18 or equal to 18. So if the age entered is greater than or equal to 18, so then we'll write user is eligible to apply for driving license. Okay. Now you see I have only one statement. We don't have a multiple set of statements, so I don't need these curly brackets over here. These are required if we have to execute multiple statements. And I run the code, enter the age of the user, I write 16, I get no output. I run the code again, enter the age of the user, I write 18, it says user is eligible to apply for driving license. So let me also put the else part. So I go and put the else part, and I write down over here cout user is not eligible to apply for driving license. That's it. Let me save this code as p3 age. I go to file, I go to run, and I click on run. So enter the age of the user, I write 12, user is not eligible to apply for driving license. I run the code again and I write here 21, it says user is eligible to apply for driving license. So this was the if and if else statement, conditional statement in C++. Now what if we have multiple conditions? If suppose we need to check for multiple if conditions, I say that we have the marks and we need to check out the grade. If the marks are more than 90%, it should be A plus. If the marks are more than 80%, it should be A, and so on. So for that case, for that particular case, we can use multiple if statements. So we'll have to use if, else, if, else if. So let me first create a program to input marks of various subjects, and then we'll go ahead with the if condition. So again I go to file, I go to save as, and I'm giving the name as P4 marks if, but you can see that it got saved with the name as P4 marksi, because the limit for storing the program in C++ is only 8 characters. So even if I put many characters, it will take only the first 8 characters. So let me remove this part from here. So I'll take up marks. So I'm taking up marks as M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. I'll take the input of 5 marks. Then I need to find the sum and average of the marks. So I take sum and I also take average. Now see, there can be a possibility that the average may be a decimal value. So in that particular case, instead of taking it as int, I can take it as a floating type. The difference between integer and floating type of variables is int cannot hold decimal values, but if I write here float, it can also hold decimal values. If suppose I enter the marks as 55.5, if it is stored in an integer type, it will only be stored as 55.5 will go, but if I store in a floating type of a variable, the complete value 55.5 will be stored. And integer takes less space in the memory and float requires more space in the memory. So I have 5 variables to store the marks of 5 subjects. Then I have S to store the sum. Let me write down sum there so that we will remember it properly. And then we have average. So let me write down the heading. Enter the marks of 5 subjects, and I write here out of 100, so that we will have the average out of 100 itself. So again I go and I write the statement English. Let me use a /n. Instead of using a /n, I can also use end L. So I write here English and I write here M1 for English. Now I need to do it 5 times. So I will do copy and paste 5 times, and instead of /n, I can also use their end L. So I have done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now after English I write mathematics, I write Hindi, I write the marks of science, and I write the marks of social science. Now we have M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. I have taken the input of 5 marks. Now we have a variable sum. So let me find out the sum. I write M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5. So sum will store the total of the marks of the 5 subjects. Let me write down the cout statement, and I write total marks equal to, we will simply display the sum. So I have the total marks, then I go down and I write down over here average equal to sum divided by 5. So let us check if the code is working properly. So I write the cout statement, I write over here average marks is equal to AVG. So I have pressed F2 on the keyboard, it is asking to save. I click on save, I run the program, enter the marks of 5 subjects out of 100. English, I write the marks 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. So it has taken out the marks, and here it is showing up the average. So 80 plus 81 plus 82 plus 83 plus 84, sum is 410. So average marks are 82. We also need to put this on the next line. So I go, and either I can use a /n or I can use end L. So here we get the average. Let us try out the same with some marks with decimal. So I write 85.5, 84.5, 85, 81.5 and 88. So we have total marks 424.5 and we have average marks 84.90. So this much is working absolutely fine. So we are done with the average. Now depending on the average marks, we need to display the grade, because we are basically doing this code to check out with the if else and the various if commands to be checked. So I write here if average is greater than or equal to 90, so then we will write Cout I write A plus grade. I write there else if average is greater than or equal to 80. This would be given to you in the question. So then I would write there Cout A grade. Let us check whether it's working or not. So I enter the marks. So let me enter all the marks more than 90. So we need to use end L. So it says average marks 92, A plus grade. Let me try out the marks less than 90. So total marks 427, average marks 85.4, A grade. So let us use over here end L, and I also need to use over here end L, and I also use over here end L, and I can just give a common Cout statement. I write you have secured, then it would show A plus grade or A grade, whatever. So I have done for two conditions only, greater than 90, greater than 80. So let me write down the next statement. I write else if average is greater than equal to 70. So I write over there Cout end L. So I am giving the condition. So previous condition given was greater than 90, greater than 80. Now I use greater than 70, and here I write over here B plus grade. So what I can do is I can copy and paste it a number of times. We can copy by using control insert, and we can paste by using shift insert. So this is 70, 60, 50, 40, and we don't need the if part now. We can simply use here else. By if the marks are less than 40, we will say you are failed. So A plus grade, A grade, B plus grade, B grade, C plus grade, and C grade. That's it. We are done with this. Let me run the code. So let us enter the marks of English. I am giving the marks. I am giving some random marks. All the marks are out of 100. So total marks 402, average marks 80. You have secured A grade. And I also need to put a /n. I have put the /n 2 times, and again I run the code. So you can see the marks of various subjects entered. Total marks 335, average marks 67. You have secured B grade. So this was all about the if, else if and else part, conditional statement. In the next video, we will be learning about the other statements, which are the switch case and the ternary operator. So keep practicing, enjoy, and we'll meet in the next video.